Well, I mean, I'm in that category, so I don't know which end of a carrot is up.
There you go.
know. But I'm smart enough
to find someone that does.
To find somebody who does and to work well with them.
Okay, so in that
way.
context, yes, they probably would have a better chance.
Yes.
If you're going to look at it like that.
But
that requires cooperation.
And this is one of the traits which would be a good survival characteristic.
Yeah, and you often find that people that are involved in the alternative media do tend to cooperate with each other a lot better.
Yes.
Because the angst isn't there.
Right.
You know, the anger, the imprinted anger on everybody.
Yes.
You know, that cop show.
Right. Yes.
This film.
Yes. Yes.
His car's bigger than your car.
Yes. All the stuff that we're being conditioned to.
Look at my gold chain.
Yes.
Where's your paper? Who are you?
All the Hollywood
Don't
stuff.
do that to me.
Yeah.
I'm bigger than you. So that just creates a whole ethos, doesn't it? You know.
Right.
And that's nothing new to anyone. Everyone knows it's more violent out there than it was.
Oh yeah.
Where do you think that comes from?
But
we know this though. This is no new. This is not new ground. We know the media have been.
Everybody knows. Yes.
Yeah, you know.
Most of the people watching this won't watch a lot of television.
No,
a lot of them won't watch any.
That is another trait you find because it makes them uncomfortable. You do find that certain individuals are predisposed to find that situation uncomfortable because the television has replaced the fire. We all used to sit around the fire and look at the different shapes, and those shapes arrive for every vampire story, horror story you go comes from a fire because that's where storytelling started. You sat around the fire, and that was it. And now the television's a fire. It flickers, it's light. Yeah. But the problem is, it's not, is it?
No, sure.
It's a medium. It's a direct link to your brain.
Yeah, yeah.
You see people sitting there. Sometimes they sit there with their mouths open, literally dribbling, because they're so engrossed in what they're looking at.
Yeah.
And they're lost, those people.
Yeah.
You know. I'll give you, for instance, run in their room and smash their telly and watch what happens. They'll jump up and attack you without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, there will be a violent response instantly. 9 times out of 10. Seriously, you know, I really do believe that.
Yeah.
It's the drug of choice.
Yes.
The drug of the masses. And it works. And it will continue to work. And if you... well, I'll tell you what, let's give your viewers a task. Turn it off for 14 days. Nothing. Not even what you want to watch. Not even watch you. Nothing. And see how they feel about everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Their wife.
The world would change, is what you're trying to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I do believe that.
Well, it's not.
And no one would do that. Yeah.
It's not hard to believe, is it? Really, you know.
No. Not at all. Okay. I want to get back to the point, if I may. The reason why they're doing this is a question, and this is what I've been able to figure out from the conversations that we've had, is that it's a filter in place, or it's a bar to jump over, or it's a situation to survive, where some people will make it and most won't, being set up that way. Why would anyone do that? The only answer I can think of is because they're actually trying to not only cull the herd. If you think of a forest keeper with the deer in the forest, trying to make the forest a better place and trying to make the deer a healthier, stronger herd. Part of that guy's job is to get a shotgun out and to pick some of the deer.
Yeah, a shotgun, not a nuclear weapon.
Exactly.
Because it's indiscriminate. You said that earlier on. So that's why that won't... That very argument you're making there is why that won't happen. That's
why I said what I said there. Yeah, because it's indiscriminate. Whereas what I hear you saying here is that this setup with an engineered situation of famine and food shortage is that there will be certain people who will make it through, besides the people in the underground bases. On the surface, so to speak, you would have people who are equipped to solve problems, to grow food, to see things coming, to form communities, to work with each other, to troubleshoot, and also they'll be physically tough.
Yeah, the ones that turn the television off.
Well, right. And then at the end of whatever happens, then you've got what, in 1 or 2 presentations I did, you call them human race 2.0. You've actually got a...
Yeah, good analogy, yeah.
You've actually got a sort of... I mean, it's not a genetic upgrade.
You're asking why would they do that?
Why would they do that? Are you able to say something about the human race being an experiment about optimization of the genome, and that and that the 33 believe themselves to be the guardians of the experiment at this level in some way.
Yes. What we're actually doing is trimming the fat off.
Right.
The surplus that shouldn't have been there in the first place,
yes.
but was created by the machine itself.
Yes.
Now is a problem.
Okay. In a previous conversation we had, I described it to you as like downsizing a company. When you've got a lot of, when actually, because of automation that you've got in the factory, you can actually let go of
the men.
90% of the people.
Yeah.
There.
Or if you've got a company that's in difficulty.
Right.
Yeah. So if we say the world's a company and it's in difficulty, and it's not going to survive because financially it can't, it's got too big and slow.
Okay.
So in comes a liquidator and he chops off all the bits that don't really work, shrinks it down, puts the money from that process in the bank, and therefore the shareholders are very happy because you've now got a working concern that's lean, mean and ready to go again.
That sounds to me
and we're talking about
like
financial people here, right?
I understand that.
Right.
I understand that. They're thinking of it.
So if you want
in
a format and a reason, look for any downside or liquidation.
Yes. So it's like
which again is sequence driven.
Yes, I understand that. What I heard you say then is like corporation Planet Earth needs to be licked into shape in the way that you described.
And is that a bad thing? If it's not going to make it, if they believe that it's not going to make it, are they doing an evil thing? If you kill 300 men to save 30,000, are you a murderer?
I hear your question. And if we were talking with those people here on camera, and if they were able to talk about this themselves, and I know that they feel that they're not,
wouldn't even want it.
Yeah, sure. But what you are saying is that is the way that they see it.
Yes,
the way that
they see it.
They see it that they believe they're doing a responsible job. Is the reason why they don't talk about this openly, perhaps this is a dumb question actually, but let me ask it anyway, is the reason why this is not being talked about openly that they believe that, as in that movie with Jack Nicholson, A Few Good Men, people cannot handle the truth?
No, absolutely. I mean, I've told you you're going to exercise caution with what I will tell you.
Yes.
And there's a good reason for that, because it's going to upset a lot of people.
Yes.
And with good reason.
Yes.
But the funny thing is, when you get to the end of the night, any person that jumps up in front of you and says, if you then take that person down and sit them down somewhere, and if you could inject them with someone that will make them calm down and coherently listen to you long enough for you to explain, they're probably going to end up on the same bus as them. Because it does make sense. If it's going to break, it's got to be fixed.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. What you're saying then, or rather, what you're saying they're saying, is that, to use your words, planet Earth is broken, and this is the way to fix it. This is their best solution. And then what I also hear you saying, and I also need to say that I'm trying to steer a balanced role here as an interviewer, because I want to help people understand what you're saying and what the people are feeling and believing and doing who you have been in that room with for 10 years, which is what you described. You're saying that they are being as responsible as they know to fix planet Earth because it's broken, basically.
Yes.
That's, yeah. Do you, if I can ask you a direct question, do you believe this yourself?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's a personal opinion.
Yes. That's what I was asking for. Thank you for that. And I do believe that you do believe that, because I knew you were...
Yeah, you've had conversations with me for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And I'll argue with you about it.
Yes. Well...
Because I know you don't believe that. Well, that's a bit of a complicated one. Let's not get into that one.
Well, no. Let me just make a statement about this, just for myself.
Okay.
Because it would be quite easy at this point for people to think that that because I'm reporting what you're saying,
that you are,
I'm in agreement with it.
Yeah.
And I am trying to do a very responsible job as an interviewer here. I find if I step back from the whole thing and look at this whole thing from somewhere else in the galaxy, it's an extraordinary situation. It's just that when people start thinking, well, wait a minute, this is going to happen to me and my loved ones, then it starts to become more difficult.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, your dad, you're in the river and it's freezing cold and one kid can't swim very well and you can't get to him. And that kid's right there. And you know you've got 10 seconds to get out or none of you make it.
Yeah.
That's a tough decision, but that dad will make that decision.
Yes, 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 and then have to live with it.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand that. That's a good analogy. My own position, which I can state clearly, but it doesn't have the benefit of billions of dollars worth of research, data, computer modeling, and everything else. It's a feeling. My feeling is that it is possible that the human race can solve this problem in a different way with the right kind of leadership and the right kind of information and the right kind of responsible sharing of information.
Okay.
I can't drill down below that.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you come up with that and it is, then I'll be with you.
Yeah.
You've got to understand, I'm not making a choice here. I'm making a logical choice.
I understand what you're saying.
I don't agree.
Yes.
With everything, but you know, nor did Dad.
Yeah.
As he watched the other kid.
I understand what you're saying. But my feeling, as I just described it very, very briefly, is my feeling is that there is a way out of this.
Okay, right. You explain the way out of this and I'll come with you.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's our second interview. Because I don't have a prepared answer for that. It's just a feeling. And I'm just sharing that with you as a mate. It's just this is what I feel.
That would be a hell of an answer, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And you may even get your point. You may even get your chance to put that point.
Yes. And I'm stating this for a reason. I believe that there is an alternative. I don't believe that there is no other way. I just do not believe there's no other way. I just don't believe.
But then again, you're not in possession of all the facts, are you?
And
that's
what I said. I don't have all the information.
Okay,
I don't have the access to computer modeling. I don't have access to data connection. And I haven't been thinking about this for the last 100 years, or however long they've been thinking about it.
Okay, so by that same token, do you not think that they really have thought about it? And a lot of work has been done, and maybe that devil's advocate was played at some point?
I hear what you're saying. But if this is also the case, and this loops back to our earlier conversation that we had in this interview, that if I am responsibly trying to look at this problem, saying, wait a minute, guys, isn't there another way to solve this? Then that actually would be respected. That would be respected. That wouldn't be regarded. I mean, you've been in problem-solving meetings with people. If somebody in the back says, wait a minute, I've got an idea, he's not necessarily going to be a nuisance.
He's got 20 seconds, hasn't he?
All right.
Before he's told to shut up.
Okay. Yeah. Because
you better have a coherent argument. You only get one stab.
Okay. I hear what you're saying.
And no one individual could do it. To think that there's going to be one messiah is just completely ludicrous. You'd be hard pushed out. I mean, look at the resources that we've got. And you're saying that you think there may be another way. Fine, I'm not going to argue with you about that. That's your opinion, okay? And I respect your opinion. But you're standing there as one individual saying that, so I take it like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because to put together a coherent argument against that size of argument with that much data behind it, you better make sure you come prepared.
Okay. And I take that point very seriously because a few lines of passionate belief in itself isn't going to save the world. And you're a practical man. You're talking about getting space. What you want is, or what you would like to see happen, if you're able to live to see it, is to see spaceship Earth and the human race in good shape. Am I right about that?
I really don't care.
You're okay. You really, but you do care a little bit,
don't
you?
No.
You don't?
No.
All right. Okay. Okay. You just want to see that guy in the back of the room be heard for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. Okay.
That's exactly right.
Okay, I got it.